Matthew knows you should be ashamed of yourself.
What's going on, Mama? What's the problem?
You didn't hear that interview, Melody, that he did with that demon seed, Carlos. That fool got on that interview talking about, he don't want to talk about Miss Tina. He get her confused with his wife, Gina. That boy is a straight-up hood booger. He had all them babies on Miss Tina. That's why he don't want to talk about Tina's ass. He did all that lying, scheming, and cheating. Okay, getting other bitches pregnant while he over there with Miss Tina. That's why he didn't want to talk about Miss Tina.
He sounds just like my ex, Mama. I'm so happy that I got out of that burning house. Oh, my God, I'm so happy.
I'm so happy for you too, Melody. These men out here are demons. They can't keep it in their pants. And Matthew Knowles, he should just be so ashamed. Want to talk about the damn music industry. You need to talk about the hood booger industry. And you was out here dating Solange's friends, honey. We'll say allegedly, because, honey, I don't want nobody coming for my pocketbook. Okay, I said I don't want nobody coming for my pocketbook. Okay? You can't get $1 out of me, a food stamp, or sunflower seed, not a damn thing.
I know the interview was just crazy, Mama. It was all over the place. Okay? It was just so all over the place.
But I'll tell you one thing, he is very disappointed in Kelly Rowland. Okay, Matthew, very disappointed in Kelly Rowland, because Kelly Rowland said, honey, she ain't no damn slave. She ain't Latavia and Latoya. You know, she ain't gonna let you bully her. Okay? That damn Matthew Knowles is a narcissist if I've ever seen one. Okay? So yes, you helped Beyonce get to the top. Okay, but nigga, you was also trying to take her top when you was out here getting all these damn hoes pregnant. Okay, all these hoes in different area codes. But honey, you ain't heard that from me, honey.
Ah, you shut the hell up. You and your damn daughter. I'm so sick of the both of y'all walking around with your damn ass up on your shoulder like you're so much better than somebody. Neither one of you heifers is any good out here, okay? Y'all ain't better than nobody. I need both of you heifers to come together and pass the builder's license test for my boy. Okay, that's what y'all need to do. Stop judging Matthew. If Beyonce ain't mad, why the hell y'all so damn mad and in y'all feelings?
Absolutely not, Miss Marlene. I won't be passing no damn test, okay? And I'm about 2 minutes up off your ass. You keep my damn name up out your mouth. Absolutely. Keep my damn name up out your mouth. Man, you got a black ass soul. I'm gonna need you to leave that chair. You got a black dark soul. Woo! We are back. Make sure you like the video, baby. Make sure you like it. You know what to do. Listen. Okay, listen. Did y'all see the interview that Carlos did with honey, I was gonna say Matthew Williams. Matthew Knowles. Matthew Knowles is full of shit. I said it. Very talented man. Seems very intelligent. He seemed like a nerd, just like Tina said, honey, in her book. Okay, one of them type of niggas. He got some hood up in him, getting them damn. The nigga started out, honey, like Steve Urkel. Okay, he started out all nerdy, and then, honey, brother Matthew, after Destiny's Child made it, and Beyonce made it, and the girls went their separate ways, honey, that nigga turned in the future. Getting every bitch pregnant. You get a baby. And the girls, honey, they was about Solange's age. Now, why you didn't want to talk about that, Matthew? Listen, y'all know Carlos wanted to get off into it. Y'all know it ain't nothing to it but to do it. Carlos wanted to talk about that, honey, but it looked like, honey, Matthew Knowles, honey, would have strangled the shit out of Carlos if he would have brought up any of that. Matthew, gives me somebody that doesn't, he don't do too well with the truth. He don't want you to say, say his name, okay, and all the shit he's known for, okay, and we ain't talking just about the damn records, nigga. Okay, I said, look at him. But yeah, he didn't want to talk about Miss Tina. Did all that goddamn cheating on Miss Tina, tap dancing on her goddamn heart, and you don't want to talk about her. That really irritated me, you guys. And I know people go get in the comments, well, his new wife, and we happy that he got married. Okay, I don't know why, Gina. Okay, I'm side-eyeing you. You look like a beautiful woman, but I don't know why he was a choice. But, you do you. Listen, if somebody do an interview, okay, with Matthew Knowles, they don't give a fuck about Gina. We want to know about Miss Tina. Okay? We want to know how it all went down. Okay, when you got the draws. Miss Tina was giving his ass, fake phone numbers and telling him she worked at, I think he said he went to MasterCard looking for her. Really, she said it was Visa. I said, come on, bitch. Tina wasn't playing with his ass. Come on. Okay, but yeah, Matthew, he was kind of getting on my nerves. I think he would have been more likable if he would have talked about everything. If he didn't want to talk about the babies and all the cheating, he could have at least said, put a little bit more context. Look, put some water on that shit. Put a little bit more context into you and Tina, dating. And Carlos was like, well, you got married, you wanted a family, were you so in love? And then here go Matthew, long ass pause, and he couldn't answer the question. Well, when you say Tina, I think of Gina, and that's my wife. I was like, okay, now today, Sugar Ray Leonard, you ain't gonna be, moonwalking up out of these damn questions. Okay, so yeah, Matthew was getting on my damn nerves. My eye and shit started twitching and shit. I started rocking back and forth. I didn't understand what was going on, but I knew he had pissed me off. I know one damn thing. He's proud of Michelle. And he proud of Beyonce, honey, because she keep a check coming to his house. But he a little mad at that Kelly. Did y'all catch that shade? Well, Kelly didn't do exactly what. Motherfucker, who said your way is the best way? You out here getting these hoes pregnant. Okay, Kelly, come. Kelly is so beautiful, and she seemed like such a good person, you guys. I love me some Kelly Rowland, honey. Okay, I love me some Kelly. But yeah, Kelly ain't gotta listen to you. Who the fuck are you? I'm sure you went a few places in your life that Kelly thought was down the wrong road. Okay, who the fuck are you to judge Kelly? Kelly over there married, beautiful children. She over there acting. She living her best life. Okay, I think she about to join Brandy and Monica, honey, on tour, and that'll be cute for all the girls because I love all of them. But yeah, I ain't like that shit he was trying to say about Kelly. Like, oh, well, she didn't exactly listen, and I wanted this for her, and child, bye. Okay, bye. Another sad love song. Okay, is what I think of, Matthew, when I think of you. Okay? Carlos was scared in that interview, honey. Matthew took charge. Matthew was the goddamn conductor. Matthew was the crossing guard in that goddamn interview. Because normally, honey, Carlos got the girls crying all up in their feelings, just telling all their damn business. But Matthew said, not today. And tomorrow don't look good either. You ain't gonna be working me, nigga, in this interview. Like you be running that sweatshop you call Love and Marriage Huntsville. You ain't gonna be working me. Okay, so yeah, Matthew was easing up off them questions, honey. Like, well, we ain't gotta go there. We can. What did Nene say? We can. Come on, Nene. Carlos, honey. Carlos was scared, honey. Okay, I don't blame you though, Los. That's old school. He looked like he could knock a motherfucker out on the first try, honey. You don't mess with them kind, honey, okay? Oh, and Matthew also didn't want to talk about LaToya and LaTavia. Y'all know how he dogged them out, okay? So yeah, but he didn't made back up with them, and he didn't want to get off into that. And it's like, that's kind of what we want to know about, because you kind of known for, that. Okay, turning the girls in, against each other. And then you kick them out of the group, and you felt a way about them. So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about, nigga. Okay, so that kind of annoyed me. Carlos kept kissing his ass the whole interview, saying, you don't get your props, and people, they want to focus on other things. I'm like, put a name on it, Carlos. Okay, you talking about all the babies he was out here making and not taking care of. Okay, I think that's right when Beyonce got away from his ass. Okay, was it right before you guys? But I know it was like right in the midst of all of that, because she found out daddy ain't nothing but a hoe. Okay. Yes, honey, he had me jogging in high heels and singing on the treadmill, and he really helped me. But yeah, daddy just like the rest of these niggas. So yeah, Matthew, he was very quiet, honey, about that. So let's see what the people think about this. One person says Matthew Knowles strategically brings up current wife as Carlos tries to interview about Tina. This is a verbal anchor and a cue to Carlos that he is happily married and he will not sit and reminisce about his past wife. It's not really the flex y'all think, though. He didn't want to talk about Tina because he didn't look. Gina is probably getting a different version of that nigga. Okay, Carlos, you need to interview Miss Tina, because I'm sure she go tell us how Matthew won shit. Okay, I'm sure. So, yeah, but, and a lot of people will just not see it for what it is, you guys. They'll be, oh, he's so respectful to the new wife. No, nigga, we all got a pass. And it's Tina that's Beyonce's mother. That's who the fuck we care about, okay? We like you, Gina. You cute, and you can keep it mute. But look, that's what we care about. We care about Miss Tina and Matthew, because we know they created Beyonce, and we want to hear the whole dating. He could have did a little 1-2. It is plenty of famous niggas out here to talk about their ex-wives. Genuine talk about his, how he screwed his over. That's what I want to hear. How he know he fucked it up. Okay. Who else have I heard? Because, what's her name? Soleil, she over there with Professor Griff. I think that's his name. From Public Enemy. Y'all correct me, okay? Because I may have that wrong. I only know Chuck D and Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav. Y'all remember that? I like Flavor Flav. Me and Flav, we couldn't date. I wouldn't kiss him. Maybe for $1 million, right? But me and Flav, he's a Pisces, I'm a Cancer, and my dad is a Pisces. So Cancers and Pisces, we got that relationship, right? So yeah, me and Flav would have had a good time. Okay. Oh, he dated that lady, Bridget. Guess what? Bridget had my birthday. That white lady, is her name Bridget Nielsen? She was born July 15th, just like me. Okay. So let's see what the people was talking about. Let's get back to it, honey. Miss Robinson just, all over the place. Beyonce was destined for greatness with the parents she came from. True black excellence. Yeah, they did a good job. Because Beyonce, well, Miss Tina did. Matthew, you were, Matthew was Matthewing, honey. Okay. But they talked about racism and how hard it is being a black man in the entertainment business. Matthew got to lying about, what did he say? He said something about he would rather be in corporate America than the music business. Nigga, lies. Okay, look, bills, lies, because that ain't what you're doing. You up and through that music business. You wanted your girl to make it. It's okay. Just tell the truth. Yeah, I would have rathered to be in corporate. Another person, I like how Carlos always referred to him as Mr. Knowles throughout the interview. The respect was carried through. That and Carlos was scared that he can't do that ghetto hood booger shit that he be doing on his shows, honey. Okay, Matthew wasn't here for that. the ghetto Steve Urkel, honey, he was not here for that. Listen. No, I didn't call that man the ghetto Steve Urkel. He ain't no damn Urkel. When I say Urkel, I'm just talking from the nerd perspective, but he ain't, Matthew just seemed a little bit on the serious side, don't they all? Okay, all that damn cheating, lying, and making babies, but want to act all serious. Nigga want to be about business, okay? So, let's see. Another person, this was a masterclass in Black excellence, business acumen, public speaking, interviewing, and leadership. Yeah. Oh, something else that stood out was when Matthew got to saying all the artists that lost on Star Search, those are the ones that make it big. Because I think Martin Lawrence was on there. He made it big. Destiny's Child. They was Girls' Time at the time. Who else? Usher. I think it was a whole bunch of people, that, they lost on that show and they ended up making it. I also liked what he had to say about his granddaughter, Blue Ivy, and how she was being teased about how she couldn't dance. And she went to Beyonce determined, like, hey, I want to dance better. And, so she began practicing and working on her craft. And now Blue Ivy, honey, is a pro. Okay, I like Blue Ivy, honey. Okay. So, child, they call it Carlos Winfrey Knowles Carter. Okay. But I was happy about the interview. What I liked about this interview was, I will say this, Carlos be in his motherfucking bag. You gotta give it to him. He be in his motherfucking bag, because I would have never thought that this was gonna happen. And the fact that I saw this on my screen and my goddamn eyes popped out the socket, I was like, look, okay, Carlos, okay. We still ain't forgave you, nigga, for what you did to Aikisha and Gucci down to the Bell Collective, but look, I guess. I like when I get something from somebody and I wasn't expecting it. Another person, there will be no Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, or Solange without this man, Mr. Matthew Knowles. He worked them hard in the industry and taught them everything. He taught them not to be crybabies and how to get so much out of life. Yeah, he did a good thing. He invested a lot of money, into the girls. He also cleared some things up about he didn't just quit his job to manage Beyonce and the girls. So yeah, I like that he cleared a few things up. Him and Carlos allegedly will be, coming out with a documentary. So we'll see. Okay, we'll see about that. Okay, so let's shake a bone and get the hell on. There's another story that's going around. Shout out to Kempire. He had a story about YouTuber, the Brooke Ashley, and her experience with Real Housewives of Potomac's Wendy Osefo. And y'all, I was kind of shocked because, Wendy is that girl. We like Wendy, look, up over here, but I was very disappointed in Wendy from hearing what the Brooke Ashley had to say about her experience with Wendy, because she used to go up for Wendy and Candace and the whole colorism thing, and on the show, and Wendy accused her of being a mean girl, talking shiggity about her behind her back, and her, I guess some of Wendy's family put her up on game, and I'm like, say what now? If you ain't heard it for yourself, then you didn't hear it. Okay, and the Brooke Ashley, she like, somebody done told you wrong. I ain't been talking about you, all the support and shit. But you could hear it in the Brooke Ashley's tone that, she's very hurt, very disappointed. She looked up to Wendy. How dare Wendy do her like that? So I was sad to hear that, you guys. You just never know, with some of these people on these reality shows that we go up for, like, we up here supporting you, and then you turn out to be a whole bitch. But I'm kind of not shocked. I'm about to read some comments, and I got some commentary for you. So one person says, I felt like an outsider because Wendy always gave elitist vibes to me. She's always gave that. This is before she got her body done. And once she got her body done, it got worse. And a lot of people, you know, they didn't really talk about it because Wendy at the time was being bullied. You know, she was like a victim on the show with, you know, Mia being mean to her and throwing drinks, Giselle, Robin. So, you know, they had their whole mob going, right? And so a lot of us, we got carried away with seeing that. We wasn't able, it wasn't the appropriate time to call Wendy out because Wendy was a victim of a lot of different things on this show. And to me, some of the girls seemed a bit jealous. You know, she has the husband, the children, the career, you know. So, yeah. Another person, I'm sorry, the same person says, but you couldn't give any criticism to Wendy without being deemed a colorist. I think that that's weak. Okay. So another person says, exactly, these shows give too much black girl / dark skinned girl privilege. You can't criticize them without being called a racist or colorist. Another person says, sorry, but even Brooke would have deemed you that. The brown girls could do no wrong, LOL. Well, now we see complexion doesn't matter, LOL. Another person, because a lot of times the criticism is neither constructive nor warranted and the same energy isn't kept for other cast members. Another person, I'm sorry, I agree up until the colorist part because of all the brown skinned ladies on Potomac have been subjected to colorism by production and the cast, period. Now, Wendy does have an air of entitlement and she isn't my favorite, but I'm not going to downplay her experience with colorism on Bravo because of that. So what y'all think of that? But like I said before, I think some of that protected Wendy, like protected people from seeing Wendy for who and what she was. Now there are people that probably see her ass, but it's something about what Kay is saying on the show, because Kierna is coming at Wendy, you know, kind of calling her out. Kierna's argument does look a bit weak, but I wouldn't be quick to dismiss her. It's something about Kierna that I like. I wouldn't be quick to dismiss her. A lot of people are saying, oh, she just wants a spot. Oh, she just wants to have a moment. Oh, she could have called Wendy on the phone. Ashley could call a lot of motherfuckers on the phone. Y'all not getting on her. And I think Ashley is weak. If I was Stacy, I would smack the shit out of Ashley. Like, bitch, get out of my face. You got a lot of nerve. Her and Giselle. Fucking hypocrites. Sitting up here. Well, she's not divorced. Giselle, shut the fuck up. Well, she's trying to get back with her ex-husband. It sounds like all the shit that you've did on the show, she's doing. Okay? So how you gonna call her out for some shit that you're doing? Get out of here. So, yeah, like, they are annoying to me. Now, don't get me wrong. The show, it seems like a bit refreshing. They got these new girls. The one girl has an accent. And there's another girl. I forgot her damn name. We'll get into their names. She's Kierna's friend of 20 plus years. She's going to be defending, Wendy to Kierna. So that's interesting. And then they go get into it and that's going to cause a rift. I saw the previews. So another person, don't understand how anyone can genuinely like Wendy when she first came on Real Housewives of Potomac. She was Dr. Wendy, looking down on anyone that did not possess 4 degrees. Then she was Portia / Wendy, getting cosmetic surgery, naming her boobs, sitting them out on a platter. Then it was Zen Win, entrepreneur Wendy, and now let's see who this woman is this season. That part. Okay? That part. And I felt bad for Wendy because Wendy seemed like she was a victim of trying to be whoever her mother wanted her to be. I think she's a Nigerian and, you know, they're very big on education and getting a degree and being successful. So, yeah, you know, I understood where Wendy was coming from, you know, when it came to that. But yeah, it's something about Wendy I never liked. And I couldn't put my finger on it, though, because there was so many fucking issues with the show. And I'm more of a Candace girl. I love Candace. Okay? I love me some Candace, because Candace would give it to their ass. Okay? She would give it to their ass. She did not care. Another person says, it's sad that these housewives don't realize that the bloggers are a part of their ecosystems. Half the time I forget about these shows until I see the reviews from people like Empire and the Broke Ashley. You mean the Brooke Ashley? What the hell? Why the hell they spelling that girl name like that? Child, a mess. Another person says, it's not that deep, Brooke. Skip over her, as you said. She's not your friend. Remember, you don't know her. She's a TV personality. Another person says, I thought Brooke was going to say Wendy called her out of her name. But mean? Be for real. Brooke, you'll be okay. I'm sure you've been called worse. So, I don't know, child. Another person says, Wendy calling her mean doesn't seem like a big deal. Brooke was critiquing her character on the show, and Wendy was critiquing her content. If you are dishing it, you gotta be able to take it, and Brooke definitely dishes it. So, what do y'all think of that? Y'all think she be saying a lot? So, I don't know. Another person says, is it just me or was someone else waiting for more of the story? Calling someone mean is not that bad. I don't think Brooke is mean, but the flip on Wendy is like she called her out of her name. I was waiting for more. Plus, what was her tone? Well, evidently it looked like it was a bit nasty, you know. It's just something about Wendy that seems a bit aloof, dismissive. Like Kierna said, I don't feel like Kierna is lying about Wendy. I feel like Wendy is very matter of fact. It's just always been something about her, you guys, that was like, But see, we had so many goddamn issues on the show. Could nobody really bring it up? It would have been out of place because the girl was, the victim of colorism and just a lot of disrespect on the show. So, y'all let me know how y'all feel about Miss Wendy Osefo. And do you think that the Brooke Ashley made a bigger deal of this than what it really was?